Apex Legends Season 14 is right around the corner, which means it is time for us to do our quick dive into everything that you can expect with this upcoming season. Plus, we are going to go over a few leaks and rumors to things that have not quite been confirmed yet, and we even have one feature that is finally coming that we have been waiting for a long time. I can't wait to share it with you. Let's kick it off. As with every new season, Season 14 is no exception. We are getting a new legend, and this legend is Vantage. Vantage is a scout type of legend. We don't specifically know her abilities, but because we did have that massive Season 12 leak, when a lot of characters' kits of abilities did get leaked, we do probably know that her abilities are as follows. She's going to have a passive that allows her to kind of aim down sights and get a lot more recon information as to your enemies. Don't specifically know what that entails quite yet. Her tactical is the Echo launch, which is going to be her companion to bat. If you did check out the Story of the Outlines trailer, which I will probably have on screen for you, you will know that this is her companion, and it's much like Bloodhound, how Bloodhound has the crows a lot of time. Maybe not quite the same, but something similar to that. And this seems like it's going to be some sort of scan maneuver, as you're going to be able to launch the bat to your enemies and you're going to be able to like echolocate them. Not 100% sure on this, but that's what it seems. And her ultimate is going to be the Mark to Kill, which is a unique gun that she's going to get, kind of like Rampart with Sheila, where she's going to be able to scan enemies and boost damage to your teammates who are nearby. Sounds pretty cool, honestly. I love long range. I love sniping, so a new sniper type of legend is something that we haven't really seen before. Long range meta in Apex has never really been overly dominant, at least in like pub play. Maybe a little bit in ranked, and definitely in tournaments, long range is viable. But for the most part, long range hasn't really been that much meta since like Season 2 Longbow days. So I am excited to see what Vantage is going to bring to the fold. Hopefully she's a little bit more relevant than Newcastle and Mad Maggie turned out to be. Those two legends are not used that often. I think their pick rates might add up to like 2%, which is very low. For the weapon, we haven't specifically seen the new weapon be announced, but is more than likely, I could not believe if it doesn't come out, but it's probably going to be the Nemesis Burst AR. This Burst AR was first rumored back during Season 10. It was accidentally shown in like an arenas trailer, and it was last minute canceled last season. So it would make the most sense that the Nemesis Burst AR is more than likely going to be in the game this season. It's an energy assault rifle, the first energy assault rifle and the first assault rifle in general that we have seen come into the game since I think it was the Havoc, which I think launched shortly after the game came out. Pretty sure the Havoc was pushed into the game then. So I am very excited to get a new AR into the game where we can just have a little bit more interesting options when it comes to the mid-range, because we've been using a lot of the Flatline and the 301 for quite some time now. For the meta changes, this is probably one of the last things that we always figure out every season. You know, what characters are getting buffed, what characters are going to be nerfed, what weapons are buffed, what weapons are nerfed, and a lot of this here is going to be my feelings though, or it's going to be certain little hints that maybe like the developers kind of announced on Twitter, but they didn't specifically announce it yet, so just keep that in mind. For starters, it seems like Valkyrie and Gibraltar are probably going to get nerfs. Valkyrie's pick rate is hugely high, and Gibraltar's win rate, not so much his pick rate, are also very high, so I can absolutely see at least a Valkyrie nerf of some sort coming into play, plus the Gibraltar nerf also probably coming in. I also think that they want to change up the meta of the game, so the ALGS and those kind of high stakes environments are not quite the same, where every team is kind of just using the same 2 to 3 legends. So I can't understand this, and I'm actually behind it. I think Valkyrie is maybe just a little too strong. Hopefully they don't make her not fun to play, kind of like Octane. You know, Octane had a lot of nerfs. I'm not saying let's go that far, but hopefully she is a little bit more on the level playing field. Also, some Respawn developers hinted at Revenant getting some sort of buff. They said they are keeping their eye on him. I would kind of expect to see this come around this season. Revenant has not been the same ever since he had that kind of AoE alert on his ultimate ability. It just hasn't been that good for him, and I could definitely see Revenant getting a little bit of love. Kind of seems like they might be reworking him, which I think I am okay with as well. Other than that, we don't know really anything on the legend changes. I would expect maybe a Mad Maggie buff, because she has been very underutilized since her release. And honestly, just beyond that, I don't think Mad Maggie is that great overall, so I could see a Mad Maggie buff. We don't know much about the weapons right now, but we did see that the G7 is probably coming out of the care package, and the bow check is probably going to go into the care package. I know at least for sure that the G7 will be coming out. I don't know if the bow check's going in, but I did see an image online leaked of that. Don't know if it was true or not, and I could kind of expect the Volt to come out of the care package. It has been in the care package for a few seasons, so I could see the Volt getting replaced with something else. Other weapon changes that I could see happening are the Car SMG and the Wingman getting slight nerfs. The Car has been dominant ever since it did come into the game. It pretty much outclasses the R99 in every category other than maybe like recoil, but if you can learn the recoil, then it's not really a factor. As for the Wingman was being really abused before it was put in the crafter, so I could see some sort of adjustment there. I don't really want them to change the Wingman at all. I feel like they just need to maybe add like damage drop off, so if you're tapping people across the map, you're not doing the full like 45 to them. I think this would be a good way to balance it. So it's more of a pistol. You're not like mid-range ARing or long-range shooting someone with a pistol. Every year or so, we do get a new map, and the new map should not be coming out this season. It should be coming out during season 5, which would be typical with what we have seen in the past. We do know that Kings Canyon is getting the rework for the season, and on Apex Legends website was kind of announced that this map is getting something risen up from the depths, which I believe it's going to be Skulltown, because we have seen some Skulltown in game. Plus, there's some images out there where you can kind of see Skulltown around there. I think this would be pretty cool. It's going to be a little nostalgic. Also, I do hope that they kind of enhance that lower corner. Ever since Skulltown, Thunderdome, and the surrounding areas went away, Kings Canyon has felt pretty weird, so I absolutely would welcome Skulltown coming back, and for the map just to feel a little bit more fleshed out. It's been, I want to say, 6 or 7 seasons since we did have a Kings Canyon rework, which again does make sense that we are going to be getting a Kings Canyon rework for this season. This does lead me into the map rotations for the season. This is not announced as well, but I would kind of expect Stormpoint to take a break. I believe it was a year ago at this time that Olympus finally took a break out of the map rotation, so I could see Stormpoint at least taking a half-season break, or maybe Olympus also taking a step back, and Kings Canyon and World's Edge being in the game for most of the time. As for ranked, it's been spicy to say the least. This ranked season has probably been the most controversial season that we have ever had in Apex Legends, at least when it comes to ranked. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people think that it needs tweaks. I'm one of those people that do think it needs tweaks. I think they probably will mess with maybe the RP entry fee, or maybe something with the kills rewarding RP, as you don't really get much until you do get later on in the game, which I think is good. I like that you can't just throw your game early on to get a few kills and still level up. I think you should have to maneuver your way through a match and really try to win the game in order to rank up, as the goal should be to win, in my opinion. If you're just getting a few kills, griefing people's games, to go back to lobby and then requeue, I don't think that's good. I don't think it makes for healthy gameplay, and I think it is a little bit toxic, but I can see a few rank changes happening. We will have to wait and see what that entails. Arenas this season might finally get some content. It's been about 5 seasons, season 9 when Arenas came out. We have not had much since then. We've had a lot of tweaks with the weapon pricing and that kind of things for Arena. We've had a couple of maps come to the game, but it seems that we are going to be getting a team deathmatch and maybe a capture the flag mode. These have been rumored for a while, and it seems pretty in line with them kind of trying to spice up Arenas a little bit. It's been pretty stagnant. It's been pretty stale. Has been the same for a while now. I would absolutely welcome a respawn type mode that isn't just control into the game, so we can get in there, practice a lot more gun skill, and I am excited to see if it is finally coming to the game. I'm almost tired of talking about it, so I'm just going to glaze through it real quickly. Cross progression, who knows? It's been rumored for like 2 years now. I think they're having a very hard time with it. I'm not going to talk about it too much more. It's probably not going to happen this season, so don't get your hopes up on cross progression. However, one thing that you can get very excited about is going to be the level cap increase, because they have confirmed that the level cap is being increased finally this season. I'm so happy for this to come to the game. It's just going to be a new way for players to play the game and actually have some sort of progress when you're playing, not just going back to lobby, which, you know, it's okay. You don't need to have everything have some sort of progression, but some way to play the game that is a little bit more meaningful. I am very excited to see what this entails. I know they said it was kind of delayed for a while because they really wanted to make sure that it had some sort of like future proofing. So I think it might be some sort of more interesting leveling where it's not really just gonna be us going up to level 1000. It could be some sort of like prestiging system. Who knows? But I am expecting this to be pretty big, and hopefully it's not just like another 200 levels. As for the skins and cosmetics, this season's battle pass is going to be a safari or hunting theme. This whole season's theme actually is hunting, which makes sense. It's Kings Canyon. Kings Canyon always kind of had like a hunter vibe to it. So I think this battle pass could be pretty sick. This past season, season 13's battle pass was finally a good one in my eyes. We've had a lot of really bad battle passes over the past couple seasons. So season 13 was a step in the right direction. And I do hope that they continue to make this stride. I feel like the battle passes overall have been pretty bland. They aren't really that interesting. You know, you kind of just go to get the level 100 weapon. I don't really care much for the other skins. So I do hope that the battle passes continue to innovate, and we will have to wait and see what this entails as well. The start date of this season, when are you going to get your hands on this? It should not be a surprise, but it is going to be August 9th, which is 90 days after the previous season. They have never really delayed a season. Maybe they did it once or twice way back when the game first came out or when COVID was a thing, but I do not foresee them delaying this at all. They pretty much got this on lock at this point. Drop a comment down below. Tell me if I missed anything, or if you are hoping something else does come to the game this season. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and check out this video on screen if you want to get more kills, not suck at the game, and just be a better teammate. Happy gaming. Doing.